The current nation-states of Belgium appeared on the political map of Europe rather haphazardly in the 19th century. When Belgium declared its independence in 1830, nobody thought that the country would last. However, the fascinatingly tangled history of the Low Countries goes back way before such tricks. Present day, the Low Countries called Belgium, the Netherlands, and Luxembourg. After a short overview, we are back to Belgium. Belgian talent for industry and trade was already apparently 6,000 years ago, when Neolithic miners dug extensively to create high-quality flint tools. The region had a rich Roman history, but really came to prominence in the 13th and 14th centuries, when the close trade brought to Bruges, Ghent, and Ypres international stature. In early 14th century, Ghent becomes one of the Europe's biggest city. Ghent is one of Belgium's oldest cities and the historic capital of Flanders. Ghent was powerful, well organized in its wealthy trade guilds, and virtually independent until 1584. Well, when I said virtually, I didn't mean they used internet in the 16th century. Craftsmen and trades joined forces to form guilds, setting standards for their craft and establishing local trade monopolies. As the close city of Ghent, together with Bruges, bloomed over the 12th to 14th centuries. Merchants exchanged not just goods, but also cosmopolitan ideas. Despite being of Belgium's oldest city, Ghent remains small enough to feel cozy, but big enough to be vibrant, relevant center for trade and culture. There is a wealth of medieval and classical architecture here, constructed by large post-industrial areas undergoing urban renewal that give Ghent a gritty but good industrial feel. Gravenstein or Castle of Counts. Flanders's quintessential 12th century stone castle comes complete with moat, turrets and arrow slits. It is all the more remarkable considering that during 19th century the site was converted into a cotton mill. The castle of the counts was not a full-time residence, but a symbol of the ruler's power. Holding a wedding reception here was exactly what you would expect of an important man like Duke Philip the Bold of Burgundy. The marriage ceremony itself took place at Sans Bravos Abbey, another magnificent historical building in Ghent. But the 3 day celebration, to which half the nobility of Europe was invited here at the castle. The Duke spared no expense to turn this castle into exceptionally stylish banqueting hall. There was no central heating in the Middle Ages, so keeping a castle warm was a huge challenge. Only the rooms where people spent time were heated, usually with the fire pit in the middle. A fireplace like this set into the wall was a real luxury. The Count of Flanders was quick to seize on these expensive innovations, which is why the Castle of the Counts has the oldest walled hearth in Ghent. It was already heating this stone residence almost 1,000 years ago. The name oublier comes from the French word for forget. People were supposedly locked up in place like this and forgotten. But really, this was a holding cell. You were put in here to wait for the count to return. If you got up to mischief while he wasn't around, they put you in there until he came back and decide what to do with you. Well, you might call this the waiting room, though a very cold, dark and uncomfortable, with no chairs, pipit music or magazines to read, and you could be for a very long wait. The castle was the place for a public execution from 15th century onwards. The Castle of the Counts has a medieval latrine walkway, which is, of course, prohibited of usage nowadays. The separated latrine like these two was built almost 1,000 years ago. There is no flush system just yet, just a gravity. But at least the citizens could see where their taxes go. The hall looked rudimentary by our standards, but a latrine like this was still a status symbol and were available only for the richest elite. Well, the general idea of having this castle is to show the people who is the boss. It's only couple minutes walk from medieval time to lunchtime. If you want to save water, drink beer, a famous Belgian beer. Babes Cathedral in Ghent is a Roman Catholic cathedral. The 89-meter tall Gothic building is a place of pilgrimage for both religious people and those interested in culture history. As the city of Ghent was one of the most powerful and wealthy cities in Western Europe during Middle Ages, it would always be able to afford bigger and grander churches like this example. The Babes Cathedral stands as a magnificent example of Gothic architecture and holds significant historical and artistic importance. The nearby a small village of De Haan is a place and a municipality located in Belgian province of West Flanders. De Haan is a charming coastal town which is known for its beautiful sandy beaches, which stretch for over 12 kilometers along the North Sea. Turn right. Its most famous resident was Albert Einstein, who lived in the Villa Savoyard for 6 months in 1933 after leaving Nazi Germany. At the end, I would like to thank you for watching my channel, and I'm sure you remember to like this video.